Well, all right. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jason Levine, and welcome back to day 4 of the Premiere Pro Daily Creative Challenge here on Adobe Live, the first week that we're doing a video-based creative challenge, and it's been so awesome. There's been so many amazing submissions and fantastic feedback in the new Discord. So it's been a really exciting couple of days. We've got 2 more days worth of stuff for you, 2 more challenges to do. And this is for anybody, regardless of skill level, regardless of, look, you're just trying to have some fun and trying to showcase some of your work to others, to your peers in the community. And this is where you would do that on Discord. It's just a great way to kind of, spread your wings, flex your muscles a bit, and engage with other people in the video community. And we are building this Discord. It has already increased 6 or 7 times the size since Monday. So super awesome. Thank you so much for joining. Of course, we're coming to you once again live on Adobe Live, Behance, YouTube, the Premiere Pro Facebook, as well as Twitter Periscope. So if you want to follow the conversation is really happening over at behance.net/Adobe Live. That is the chat that I will be monitoring. So I invite all of you to go over there to ask your questions. All right. So let's get started. We got a lot of stuff to cover. Actually, we really only have one thing to cover today, so hopefully I'll have enough time to showcase at least 1 or 2 of the submissions from yesterday. We had so many great ones. All right, so getting started, first thing we're going to do here is that we're just going to take a look at how you begin the process to enter the competition, to the challenge, if you haven't already. Man, I am just full of words today. So you're going to go to behance.net/challenge/premiere. You can see it right up here. That is the URL that you want to go to. When you land on this page, you'll see that it is the Daily Creative Challenge, and you can click this button right here to take the challenge. So when you do that, it will unlock all of the various challenges that we've had so far this week. So first day was Edit for Social, Tuesday was Create Impact, Color Adjustments yesterday, and today it's Cutting to the Beat with Music. And once you get started with this, you'll download a series of clips. Today it's all audio clips. So I didn't give you any video today, assuming that you would leverage video from earlier in the week, or you can use your own content for this particular challenge today. The whole point of it is, and we're going to be looking at, are you cutting to the beat of the music? Now, many of you have already done this in your submissions. This is a really common technique. What I'm going to show you is an automated way to do it, which makes it ridiculously easy. Again, regardless of skill level, if you just want to cut things and have them kind of timed and feeling good against the beat of music, I'm going to show you how to do that. And again, Premiere pretty much does all the work for you. Now, one of the other key elements that I want to point out here is that when you sign up for this challenge, you want to join the community chat. And specifically, that community chat is our new Premiere Pro Discord. So you've got the bit.ly right here to join the Discord. I can't emphasize enough how awesome it has been to see this community grow over the last couple of days. And more importantly, very much in the spirit of the Behance community, it's just, these are your peers. These are people creating video, doing this kind of work. Some of them are not video pros. They're just people getting excited about doing video. So everybody's sharing. Everybody's really there to help and encourage and inspire. This is what great communities are made of. This is what it's all about. This is what we're all about. So I highly recommend joining this Discord. Myself and many other of my fellow Adobe colleagues are in there reviewing everything, commenting, answering questions. It's just another great, fantastic, safe space for you to showcase content, ask questions in real time, and just, hey, meet and network with other like peers who are doing similar things to what you're doing. Okay, so again, coming back to our screen here. All right. So you're going to sign up, community chat. All right. You can also download the content from the previous days if you need some additional video that you want to work with. And then we're going to just roll right into it. And you're going to submit your videos to the Discord. Now, to do this, let me go back to my camera for a second. Have I not had enough coffee today? I only drink 1 a day these days, so I don't know. You want to submit this to Discord. Now, you've got a couple of options. You can upload it to YouTube or Vimeo or Facebook or Twitter or wherever, and then embed a link in Discord. This is what I would recommend doing. You can upload directly to the Discord, but it's got an 8 megabyte limit. So unless you're going to shrink everything down really, really small and compress it really, really small, I'd recommend linking from some other published site. Again, like Twitter, like Facebook, like YouTube, which is really just the easiest and will give you the most options. All the video content that we provided thus far is 1080p. So again, you'll have a nice full HD setting, but you can use whatever content you want for this particular challenge. All right, so I think without further ado, why don't we go ahead and get into it, shall we? Okay, let me switch over to Premiere Pro. And here we go. All right. So when you, once again, download today's content, it is all audio. I've made a little day 4 bin for myself here inside my project. By the way, if you want to make new bins to organize all of your content, you can do it from here where it says new bin. All right. However you want to do it is entirely up to you. I'm going to right click here. Actually, I'm going to right click on the bin because I want to import footage to the bin. And we're going to navigate to where I downloaded this footage. And you can see here, there are 4 different music beds that I composed for you. Incidentally, these are part of some of our royalty-free Loopology audio content, which if I have time at the end, I'll show you how to access all of this stuff. So these are all 30-second music beds that I composed a couple of years ago. Just, again, really easy, simple stuff that you can cut to. If you want to use your own music, I mean, that's entirely up to you. Just keep in mind that if you're going to publish it on YouTube or somewhere, you know, if it's not royalty free, it could get flagged and then maybe we don't hear it, or, you know, who knows? I don't know if you're monetizing or whatnot, but this is safe stuff. This has already been approved. You can use these. Entirely up to you. And it would be cool to see what you do with these recordings too. But again, maybe stylistically, this isn't for everybody. These are just suggestions, okay? The challenge is to cut to the beat. So just real quickly before we keep on moving, let me say a couple of hellos here. What is up, Chad? What's up, Paula? What's up, Hugh? Michelle, uh-oh, some people are saying the folder is empty. Okay, Gus is on it. Gus is on it right now. Don't worry, that content will get to you. William and Quinn. Sam Peterson, what's up? Hey, Jesse Z, how are you doing? Cecilia, very nice. All right, F. Sminnick, never enough coffee. Aria, yes, loving the Premiere Discord. Everyone is so talented and nice. Couldn't agree more. Gift Kuto, so nice to see you. Emmer Carr, Valdair, great to have you. All right, Carrie Latimer. So many people. Regina, how's it going? Awesome. Okay, it's already blown up for a Thursday morning. All right, so let's just take a quick listen to some of these first to let you know kind of what sort of content we're working with here. So these are all music beds that I composed, again, for a variety of different sort of specific 30-second spots. So there's this general collection in here, 2 of these. One is a funk, one is a ballad, and then there's 2 sort of sports, you know, broadcast style. So here's the general funk, just a couple seconds of this. Oh, and you know what? I just realized, hold on, sorry. I'm not sending that audio out to you. I need to do that. I had to change some settings last night as I was editing. So hold on, I need to go send this through the stream, which it will do now. Here you go. Okay, so there's a little bit of funk. Here's one of the sports beds, pretty heavy for 8:30 in the morning, but here we go. I loved this. I was using a fuzz bass on this one. All right, then we've got another rock sports bed here. And then the last one, which is the one that I'm going to use, and there's a couple of reasons why I chose this one in particular, largely because this one has very distinctive peaks. It's not overly compressed or mastered by design. So for visual purposes, I'll talk about this in a couple of minutes. That's why I'm going to use this one today. But this is a ballad. I've actually shown this a couple times on stream before. I just love this. You know, again, composed this quite a few years ago, but it's just kind of pretty and soothing for a Thursday morning. Take a listen. So that's the cut that we're going to focus on today, also featuring the fantastic drumming of my dear friend and oft collaborator, Fred Fet Fung, on that track. Okay, so here's how you're going to begin. Now, again, you may need to adjust the interface of Premiere Pro to make this easier. Because typically when I'm cutting stuff to the beat, and because many of these clips already have audio and things attached to them, I usually like to put my music track on like track 3, just to kind of get it out of those first 2 tracks, because when you drag stuff in, sometimes maybe your audio ends up there. Again, we're not getting into all of the aligning of audio tracks and things here in Premiere. We're still working with just default sequences, but it's just going to make your life easier. So I'm going to take this audio track here, and I'm going to drag this down into audio track 3. All right, make sure it's dragged to the edge. Now, as we discussed the other day, I like to adjust the track heights here so that I can, I've got enough room to work with. Again, this is why you may want to, in fact, just increase the height here just to give yourself more room to work with all of this. I also, just because I just like it to look prettier, I like to color code my audio. All right. Now, the first thing you're going to do when you drag that audio into audio 3, first thing you're going to do, make sure the clip is not selected. So click away. If it's white like this, highlighted, it's selected. You don't want that, because the way that this automated process works, cutting to the beat, is that you're going to add markers to the timeline, to the sequence, not to the clip itself. This is very essential. Very essential. Do not add markers to the clip itself. We're going to add them to the timeline, and you'll see them populate along the timeline ruler up at the top here. So without the clip selected, but we're in the correct sequence here, I want you to hit the M key to set a marker right at the beginning. The reason for that is that when we add these markers in just a few seconds, it's impossible to get that first marker set because the audio starts right away. We can always shift these in time if we wanted. But first thing is, make sure your cursor is all the way over at the left at 0. Make sure nothing is selected. Hit M to add the marker, or you can simply click on the marker button right here. This will also tell you the tooltip, the little keyboard shortcut to add that first marker. Okay, so whatever audio you decide to use, I'm not telling you you have to use this audio. This is just the one I'm choosing. Add a marker at the top first. Okay, so now we're going to go into our footage and start kind of assembling our story. And once again, just like over the last few days, I recommend doing this inside of the icon view, which is this button right here. Because this is going to allow you just very easily in a grid-like way to assemble the story that you need to tell, all right? But before we do that, let's go ahead and add those markers to the music here in the timeline, okay? So again, this is really critical. You want to make sure that this clip is not selected, all right? Otherwise, this process is not going to work. So if it is selected, just click away somewhere else in that space. Make sure your cursor is at 0 before you start. Okay, and then depending upon how, I usually like to hit the play button here to make sure that nothing gets selected. And what we're going to do is we're going to feel the pulse of this music. Now let me just play this real quickly. So this is in 4/4 time, kind of slow, and I'll just conduct it for you real quickly. Here we go. 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to cut on the downbeat every 4 beats. I think that's where I want these clips to go. All right, so every 4 beats, it's kind of slow. All right, kind of dramatic. That's where I want it to be. So again, cursor all the way at the left, nothing selected. I'm going to hit play, and then when I get to that 2, right, because we already have the first marker for beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. When I get to 2, that's where I'm going to hit that next marker, okay? And I think we're going to get to around 10 markers for this whole piece. Here we go. Okay, and you can see now that it has added all of these markers into my timeline right here. And again, we have approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, wind it back to the beginning. Always important. Wind back to the beginning. Okay, so now we're going to come over to our project panel here, and I'm going to start kind of looking at my footage and assembling my story. So these are some more of the Sabi clips that we've been using over the last couple of days. All right, let's just check over here into the chat, see if we've got any additional comments. Alberto Silva, that guitar. Oh yes, that's my good buddy Steve Fazio did the amazingly sweet guitar on that stuff. Is it a Fender Strat? I actually think no, you know what? I'm not sure that was a Strat. In fact, I'm quite certain it's not. I think it's a PRS, actually. I think he was playing a PRS in this. He's got a lot of custom guitars. We did this years ago. Emmer Carr, are you hitting the marker yourself or is it automatic? No, I am hitting it myself. I am marking myself. So that's the thing. You have to kind of feel the beat here, right? So that's the key. So if you're having trouble feeling the beat, I'm afraid that's for another stream, okay? But this is why I was talking about using this clip. I'll show you this in just a few seconds so that you can also use visual indicators to see where those attacks, where those beats lie. But yes, I'm doing it manually, so I'm feeling it. It's also key to note that when you're dropping in markers like that, you almost want to do it just before the beat, because remember, there is a little bit of latency between your keyboard and when that marker actually appears in the timeline, all right? Startup Santana, any soothing audio for getting real good sleep after working for long hours? Yeah, that's right. I know, I'm getting kind of sleepy myself, and I'm wide awake. Okay. Yes. All right, very nice. Okay, just checking. All right. There we go. Okay, sweet. All right. So, and yes, exactly, Paul. You might be able to see it if you're not musically inclined. Okay. So we're going to come up to our bins here. And again, I'm working with some of my Sabi footage. I'm going to zoom up a little bit. And I just want to start assembling my story. Now, as I mentioned, the nice thing about this is that I can see all the clips that I have. I basically assembled them for time here just to kind of keep things tidy. Now, the duration between each of these markers is approximately 2 seconds. So if I don't set any in or out points, remember we did this whole week earlier. If I don't set a specific section of this to use, it's just going to take the video from the beginning. If I want to, again, define a specific section for these cuts, I can do what we've been doing all week. I can come in here, I can click on the clip, I can find those 2 seconds that we want, or however long, and set my in and out points. And it will take that section and place that into the timeline for you, okay? So you can still use your in and outs, you can still do your selects here. I'm just gonna have it choose from the beginning of these clips, but I want to assemble these in the order that I want this story to be. So I've kind of done this already. It starts with this cool shot that I didn't get to show you guys the other day. This was shot of this leopard at night. Again, always doing these kind of focus ring rack focuses from blurry to not blurry here. I don't know why that's not playing all of a sudden. But really cool, couple of cool clips that we were able to see this leopard at night. So we're going to start with that, segue into a lion, go into a rhino, then some sunrise, okay? Over to this other close-up of the rhino, wild dog, buffaloes walking. I didn't want to put that lioness cubs in there, so let's grab something else. Maybe wildebeest, drag the wildebeest up there. And then I had, let's do this. This looks like kind of a closing sunrise. All right. And I'm going to move that. And let's do maybe some rain right there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now people always ask too, like what happens if, if the clip isn't long enough? Well, then there will just be a gap. There will be dead space. It will only insert as much as available there, but it's going to insert them at those specific markers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select these 10 clips that I just ordered here. I'm going to go down to this button that you see called Automate to Sequence, okay? Oh, by the way, it's worth pointing out, if you're going to use my footage, you're going to want to make a new blank sequence, and you can do that by clicking on the New Item button here, going to Sequence, okay? And for my footage, it is, you're going to find the preset you want under Digital SLR 1080p 24, all right? And in this case, I just titled it Cut to the Beat, click OK, and it'll make a blank sequence, and drag your audio file in there. Okay. Selected my audio, selected my video rather, And I'm going to tap this button here, Automate to Sequence. And when I do that, you've got a couple of options. First of all, how do you want it to order them? The way that they're sorted or the way that they're selected? In this case, it could be either or because we sorted them, but we also selected them. I'm going to choose the sort order. The key one here is to place them at unnumbered markers. That's what those marker types are, unnumbered markers. And by the way, if this is not available as an option for you, you didn't put the markers in the right place. They're probably on the clip. So again, you got to make sure that clip is not selected when you drag those markers in. We're going to do an overwrite edit here, and we're going to ignore any audio that is already on any of these video clips in question. That's it. Ready? Watch this. Click OK. And it dragged in all of my content. And you can see that that last clip, because there's no marker after it, it just played out for the entire duration. So I can just trim this up here and snap it to the edge like that. But all of the others are tightly aligned against those markers. So now, when we play this back, let's take a look and listen and see what we got. Okay, real simple, real easy. Now, a couple things that you might want to do here. We talked about video transitions the other day. Maybe you want to fade in or fade out your music. Again, if you go up to the effects controls here under audio effects, audio transitions, under crossfade, you'll see that we have constant power here. So just as with before, we can simply drag and drop this onto our audio clip. And if we want, we can adjust that fade out, basically. You can also do the same thing if you wanted to add a fade in, okay? So if you wanted to fade in the audio somehow, you can do that here. And as we mentioned the other day, maybe we want to fade in that first video so it doesn't just start, right? So I'm going to grab my cross dissolve. That's probably the only time I would use a cross dissolve to fade it up. And that actually works really nicely since it's coming from that focus wheel adjustment there, right? Going from blurry to sharp. Typical technique used a lot these days and traditionally. So again, real simple, real easy to drag that stuff right into the timeline. Emmercar, that is so much better than the way I was trying to adjust. Oh, that's so good to hear. Now, last thing I'm going to show you here, we've got 2 more minutes. If you're having some trouble, I'm going to hit my tilde key so I can go full screen on this. If you're having trouble with attaching those markers to the beats, all right? Again, this clip is very particular in that you can really see all of the attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3. I mean, right there. I stopped it right where you can see. We're right there. We're right on the beat. And again, you can see I placed that marker a little bit before because, again, by the time your eyes and ears connect, you actually want it. I like to do it just before the beat. Just before. Sometimes if it's on the beat, it feels almost late, okay? The point is, if you're not quite getting it there, you can look at those major attacks and count and follow. And even though that this is a played performance, i.e. not sequenced, the timing is super tight. That's my buddy Fred, all right? Just rock solid timing here. So again, you can use visual indicators here to help you kind of identify where those beats are if you're not quite feeling it, okay? All right, so the last thing I'm going to do here is I wanted to just showcase to you a couple of submissions, again, from our Discord. The one that I've got time for here, I've only got time for one, is from someone called the Ice Princess. They called this Premiere Vice. I thought this was a really cool and creative use of not only color grading yesterday, but they kind of they did like this commercial thing. It was really super, super cool. So take a quick look at this, and here, let me get myself out of here. All right, check this one out. Here we go. This is from the Ice Princess. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I got to change my output for you. Ah! Why do I change things? Fraggle. Okay. Go back. Where is it? Okay, here we go. All right. Super cool. All right, everyone. So that's a little look at some of the stuff from yesterday. Again, I highly recommend you checking out the new Discord that we have. We've got your Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge coming up next. So thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow. Again, join the Discord. I'll be in there all day today, checking out your stuff, answering questions, along with the hundreds and hundreds, approaching 1,000 of others in the Discord. Until then, have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And we'll see you again next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.